This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, it has been years in the making, but yesterday the government made the initial step toward the construction of a state-of-the-art fire station here in Freeport. The multi-million-dollar facility is expected to be completed by the end of next year. The nation's leader traveled to Grand Bahama for the groundbreaking ceremony yesterday. Kimberly Mullings has our top story.
History was made Tuesday afternoon as the groundbreaking ceremony took place for the proposed police fire station here in Grand Bahama. The old fire station was destroyed by the storms of 2004, and since then fire crews on the island have been making the most of what they had to work with from a makeshift center. Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie commended the hard-working officers for a job well done.
You have chosen a career that places you in a position to protect, by any kind of definition, whether on the streets, in the cars, in the connection with crime, or fire. Your job is to be the best you can be in the service of your country, and you're doing a good job in doing that.
The nation's leader also thanked the residents of Grand Bahama for exercising patience during the wait for this project to come to fruition.
Those of you who have had faith, and by faith I mean F-A-I-T-H, faith that this day will come, and it has. Faith that there will be more jobs, and there will.
Prime Minister Christie also noting that the $6 million proposed fire station is evidence that progress is being made on the island.
As we commission today this new building for the people of Grand Bahama, particularly the people of Freeport, that this is just another step towards great success for the island of Grand Bahama.
Minister for National Security, the Honorable Dr. Bernard Nottage, calls the fire station a long-awaited gift. He commended the Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, for his role in making this dream a reality.
Your Member of Parliament, Mr. Darville, from the day you voted for him, he put in his application to the Ministry of National Security to get a fire station and a fire truck in this very spot this afternoon. All that had been promised before, plans had been drawn before, but when you leave the plans on the paper, you ain't got no fire station. But this afternoon, when we leave here, the die will be cast.
The fire station will be built on East Settlers Way on land donated by the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Patrick McDonald Construction Company will carry out the work with an estimated completion date of 72 weeks. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Kimberly. Well, a contract also signed Tuesday for the construction of a government administrative complex on the island of Bimini. Minister Shane Gibson noting that Bimini is a growing community that is in need of upgraded and enhanced government services.
The government of the Bahamas, having recognized the condition of the current government complex, determined the facility required renovations and modernization to provide adequate services to the residents and visitors of Bimini. The complex, when completed, will have approximately 20,000 square feet of new construction and 7,600 square feet of renovation works, for a combined total size of approximately 27,600 square feet.
The complex, according to Minister Gibson, will seek to accommodate a number of government offices.
The design of this new facility was completed by Bahamian architect Mr. Sean Farrington of Diamond Consultant Group, and today the contract to complete the construction of the complex is being awarded to Pyramid Construction Company Limited. The principal is Mr. Christopher Harris in the amount of $10.3 million.
Now, the project is expected to take approximately 550 calendar days or approximately 18 months to complete. And another contract signed on Grand Bahama, this time to benefit the local farmers market downtown. The facility is currently in a state of disrepair. During a press conference held at the Grand Lucine Resort yesterday, a contract was awarded to SRA Construction Company. Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, was on hand for the signing.
Over the last few years, the place has come into complete disrepair. We've had reports back from the Ministry of Tourism, the need to improve this facility and utilize it as part of stops with various buses to ensure that our tourists get a first-hand look as well as feel for what happens in a typical Bahamian market.
Minister of State for Works Arnold Forbes was also on hand for the contract signing. He says he's looking forward to the successful completion of this project.
On behalf of the Minister of Works, we are pleased to be involved in this process. We will undertake to ensure that it is done properly and in a timely manner. But it's all for the betterment of Grand Bahama.
And the nation's leader giving an update on ongoing projects here on Grand Bahama. The Prime Minister says the government is continuing to engage major stakeholders in an effort to spur and maintain economic activity here on this island. Prime Minister Perry Christie says that his government is consistent with its deep commitment to Grand Bahama's economic recovery and further stimulation of the economy. He notes that the cabinet had an opportunity to review several ongoing projects like Memories that is reporting good bookings and Sunwing flights.
They will begin direct flights with the winter program from 7 Canadian cities. We were comforted by the fact that Hutchison Whampoa has made the additional commitment to activate and renovate the Lighthouse Point property in Lucaya, which will soon be completed, I'm told, for the winter season coming up in November, and will add another 200 rooms to its inventory.
The nation's leader also gave an update on the framing and completion of a draft heads of agreement for a cruise ship port to be constructed in East Grand Bahama.
This is a port that will be established by Carnival Cruise Lines in a conjunction with the Freeport Harbor Company in its relationship. And again, another example of private-public partnership with the government being involved in the process.
The container port is scheduled to undergo a $280 million expansion to its container terminal beginning in August of this year. The nation's chief recalls a conversation between the Grand Bahama Port Authority, the Mediterranean Shipping Company, and Hutchison Whampoa.
It was decided that a taxation regime we had put in place, we would roll back in consideration of efforts being made to expand the economy in Grand Bahama. And specifically, the container port said they would take certain steps, and now we see the full manifestation of our cooperating and collaborating together in the form of this expansion that will take place. And let me say that I'm hoping that this expansion could result in as many as 600 jobs.
He also notes that MSC has confirmed the creation of a maritime school training for Bahamians in Freeport and the hiring of Bahamians on board their ships.
In consideration of our agreeing to a new island destination for the cruise line, they have indicated that they will make a major effort to involve their company in the recruitment and training of Bahamians for jobs on massive new cruise ships being rolled off, I think, as early as next year, coming online.
Christie says discussions are also ongoing in regards to the expansion of the Deepwater Key Resort in East Grand Bahama. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.
bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Drug Enforcement Unit officers uncovering a marijuana farm near the Lucayan National Park yesterday. Police tell us that while on routine, Air Patrol officers discovered several plots of suspected marijuana plants ranging from 6 inches to 2 feet in height. Now, the estimated street value is said to be around over $500,000. No arrest was made and investigations are continuing. Meantime, 7 Cuban migrants found adrift in Bahamian waters and towed in at the Old Bahama Bay Resort and Marina this morning. The group was found on board a makeshift craft. Senior Immigration Officer Jerome Hutchison picks up the story from here.
Well, when I got into the office this morning, I got a call from one of my officers stating that he had received some information regarding a group of, well, at the time he said Haitians, who were in a vessel several miles off West End. Naturally, I got my team together and we came down here. But when we got here, one of our officers who resides in this area was already on a boat out to sea, checking out the information. He relayed back to us what he saw. We found out that it was actually a raft with 7 Cuban migrants on board. By that time, the Defense Force had already been alerted. They sent a vessel out there and they towed them in here.
Now, Hutchison says this is the first time he has ever seen migrants make it so far without being intercepted by the U.S. Coast Guard.
As you can see, they all appear to be in good shape right now. So I guess aside from the fact that they were adrift and this far north, but that's all I can say to that right now.
And what happens now?
Well, we're going to take them into headquarters in Freeport, but we'll process them and prepare them for transport to Nassau, to detention center.
And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Hi, and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Charlia Knowles from Freeport asks, whenever I eat, my nose runs, but I notice that it doesn't usually happen when I eat dry foods. What do you think is causing this? And is there anything you can recommend that I can do to make it stop? Hi, Charlia, and thank you for your interesting question. I'm sure that having a runny nose every time you eat can be annoying and somewhat embarrassing. The medical term for a runny nose is rhinorrhea, and it is extremely common. It can occur alone or in combination with nasal congestion. There are many causes for rhinorrhea. The most common ones are allergies and various irritants, such as those that may be found in foods or preservatives in foods, dry air, smoke, cold temperatures, hormonal changes, spicy foods, medications, dust mites, or even the deformity of the septum of the nose called a deviated nasal septum. Some people have a runny nose that occurs all the time for no apparent reason, a condition we call non-allergenic or vasomotor rhinitis. There is also another condition, however, called gustatory rhinitis. It is a syndrome in which eating certain foods cause a watery, runny nose similar to what you're describing. This type of rhinitis is produced by spicy foods or any food that overstimulates special sensors or receptors in the glands of the nose, resulting in increased mucus production and watery nasal discharge. So to answer your question about treatment options for your runny nose, it all depends on the cause. If your rhinorrhea is caused by any of these syndromes I mentioned, it can be treated with a topical medication only prescribed by a doctor that can block those receptors I described and reduce mucus production. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
And get ready for the Sea Grape Homecoming this Friday. It's KB. On Saturday, a Junkanoo Rush Out. Then on Sunday morning, 3 churches, 1 service, and on Sunday evening, a gospel concert featuring Simeon Outen. Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we return.
Welcome to sports, everybody. I'm Ricardo Lightborn here at Old Bahama Bay, and what a day it has been. Let me tell you, her name is Loretta Mackey. She spent some 17 days in California with our Special Olympic as far as the torch run is concerned. She came back home to a hero's welcome. Superintendent of Police Loretta Mackey returned home to a hero's welcome from the 2015 Special Olympic World Championships in Los Angeles, California. Representing the Bahamas to the fullest, Mackey returned home to lots of hugs and kisses and said it was wonderful as she was greeted by her friends and church members. She described the experience as one she'll always remember, and she encouraged other officers to become involved in the upcoming run.
They have the Winter Games in 2017 in Austria. Maybe another officer can get this opportunity and see what the experience is all about. It's